Okay, so the next one, I want to determine all the values for which f prime is 0. So I want to look for where the slope is, a slope of the tangent line is 0. So if I look here, you can see that happens at these maxes and mins. Now, I'm not going to do this one because that one actually has a cusp, so the derivative's not defined there. But at x equal -2 and at x equal +6 are where the derivative is 0. So places where the f prime is undefined are going to be cusps, and also places where it's not continuous, so discontinuities. So at x equal -6, we have a cusp, so here, and then at x equal 4, we have a discontinuity. Okay, and on C, it says determine this g prime of -8. So what I'm going to do is take the derivative of that function and then plug in the values that I know. So g prime of x is going to be, okay, I'm going to have to use quotient rule. So low d high minus high derivative of the bottom, which is just going to be 2, and then square the bottom. So I'm going to have 4 times x plus 6 squared. Okay, and then what I want to evaluate is g prime of -8. And so that's going to be 2 times -8 plus 6, which is -2, f prime of -8, so I need to figure that out, minus f of -8 times 2 over 4 times -8 plus 6, which is -2 squared, which is 4. Okay, so what is f of -8? I can look at my graph and I can see f of -8 is 3. And what's f prime of -8? Well, that's looking for the slope at -8. And so if I go like the rise over run, we'll just do like this. So the rise is -2 and the run is 2. So the rise over 1 is -2 over 2, which is -1. So that's f prime of 8. F prime of -8, excuse me. So I have, let's see, -2 times 2, which is -4. F prime of -8 is -1, minus f of -8, which is 3 times 2 over 4 times 4 is 16. So we're getting closer. -4 times -1 is +4 minus 3 times 2 is 6 over 16. So we get -2 over 16, which is -1/8 if we want to reduce it. Okay, so for this one, I want to find k prime of 1. So first let's find k prime of x. So I'm going to need to use chain rule. So it's g prime of f of x times f prime of x. So k prime of 1 will be g prime of f of 1 times f prime of 1. So I can look in the table for those values. So first of all, what is f of 1? F of 1 is 4. So I can plug that in. So g prime of 4 times, what is f of 1? F prime of 1, excuse me. F prime of 1 is 3. So it's times 3. And then now what is g prime of 4? G prime of 4 is -2. So I have -2 times 3, which is -6. Okay, and the next one, I want to do the derivative of tangent inverse. So I know the derivative of tangent inverse is 1 over 1 plus x squared. So s prime of x is going to be 1 over 1 plus whatever is inside squared. The inside function is f of 2x, so I leave that there. Okay, and then I'm going to do chain rule. I'm going to do the derivative of f of 2x. So it's going to be f prime of 2x, and then the derivative of the inmost part, which is the derivative of 2x, which is just 2. Okay, so now I want to plug in the value x equal 2. So s prime of 2 is going to be 1 over 1 plus f of 2 times 2, which is 4 squared, times f prime of 2 times 2, which is 4 times 2. Okay, so what is f of 4? F of 4 is -3. So 1 over 1 plus -3 squared times f prime of 4 is 5 times 2. So I'm going to get 10 on top, 5 times 2, over 1 plus 3 squared is 9. So 1 plus 9 is 10 on bottom. Oh, so I get 10 over 10, which is 1. Okay, what about j prime? Again, I need to use the product rule and chain rule. So first we'll do the derivative of the first function, which is 1. We'll leave the second function alone. And then plus the derivative, leave the first function alone, and then the derivative of the second function. The derivative of the natural log part is 1 over, leave the inside alone, and then times the derivative of the inside. Okay, and so we want to evaluate that at 4. J prime of 4 is going to be 1 times natural log of g of 4 plus 4 times 1 over g of 4 times g prime of 4. So I could just look in the table for those values. So it's going to be natural log of, what's g of 4? G of 4 is 1. Natural log of 1 plus 4 over, what's g of 4? G of 4 again is 1, and g prime of 4 is negative 2. Okay, so natural log of 1 is 0, plus 4 times negative 2 is minus 8, so we get negative 8 for that.